Welcome to the Squared Circle Jerks podcast. I am Mike, and with me today is Byron Butt. He was created in a factory to commentate on wrestling. Don't know why anyone made that investment, to be honest.
All aboard the whiskey train.
Indeed. He's been drinking heavily, so please forgive him.
No, I have not been drinking heavily. I've got to get up tomorrow morning and study for my, and take my firearms course. I've been drinking moderately.
Moderately, okay. We're tired to talk about WWE programming because we don't really have anything from the independent scene or anything that we really want to talk about.
No, not really.
So
I heard that Kenny Omega's hurt.
I heard that as well.
No one's really saying what.
Note the severity of the matter.
Yeah, apparently he's off. And the weird thing, the really weird thing is that I guess Japan uses a different dating system or something, because they're saying something about him being off the card from September something till September 24th, and that seems wrong. I know he was hurt last fall, but did their website really regurgitate an injury thing from a year ago, 6 months ago?
It's possible, although I didn't get the information off the website.
Oh, interesting. I think there's a lot of confusion.
Probably. Let's roll into Raw here. We open up with not the authority figures cutting a promo. WWE, please, more of this. And it's Bray Wyatt laughing us in and talking about his nemesis Roman Reigns, who's facing tonight in a qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber.
He called him a loser.
They both called each other failures, which was pretty amusing because it's true.
Yeah. Between the two of them, one of them's still over, and the other one's Roman Reigns.
Pretty much. So then we went into the Roman Reigns Bray Wyatt match. It was pretty good. I enjoyed the counter of the drive-by, which I always do because I hate that freaking move. And in the end, Roman goes over because Roman must go over, of course. And we got Matt Hardy on the attack and some delete chants.
Delete.
So they're at least giving Matt Hardy something, I guess, even if this feud has been really booked into oblivion. Maybe it can be saved. I don't know.
Yeah, Borash is on the case. Anything can be saved with Borash on the case.
Then we had Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins having a little backstage time where Seth is worried about Jordan's injuries, and Jordan is like, no, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. And Seth, for the first time, says something positive about them as a team, talking about what they can do together. So, Jason Jordan, of course, will not be wrestling tonight.
Correct.
Then we had Finn Balor come out for a match with Scott Dawson. And this turned into a tag match because, the Revival are tag team specialists. And we got Finn Balor and Carl Anderson versus the Revival. And this was actually really, really good. I enjoyed the fact that Anderson really got to be the MVP of this match and really show what he has to offer in a way that we really haven't gotten to look at in WWE.
You let Anderson off the chain, he'll pile bodies to the sky.
He'll pile spines to the sky with the spine buster. And in the end, Balor Club goes over as they should. And I like the Revival, but Balor Club needs to go over. We had an interesting bit where Sasha Banks and Bayley are talking about beating Asuka backstage, and Banks won't tell Asuka how she's figured out how to beat her. I will say Bayley is remarkably cool with being eliminated for no reason from the Royal Rumble. Mind you, that's not the first time they've done that with friends.
Yeah. And it's not the first time that they've done this with this feud that never existed with no payoff and no nothing.
And this feud was really good in NXT. And I don't know why they just don't do that.
Because
WWE. Because Vince, yep. Cedric Alexander, Mustafa Ali versus Tony Nese and the Drew Gulak. We had a four-man booth with Rockstar Spud. Drake Maverick.
Spudrick.
Not really sure how I feel about that name.
It's very, very over the top.
It's very, very like 80s porn star.
Yeah, very much so. He does need a mustache to get away with that.
I have seen him with a mustache.
Big
Anyways,
old Magnum PI mustache on that little dude.
this is your standard WWE Cruiserweight match, and Alexander beats Gulak with the lumbar check. But the bright side is, on 205 Live, we're getting Kalisto versus Lince Dorado and Hideo Itami versus Roderick Strong. And
Correct.
at the time, I was like, those matches are really good. Now I'm a little lukewarm about them, but we'll talk about that in more detail later. Then we had Kurt Angle announce the Elimination Chamber participants. The only surprise here being that Nia Jax is not in the chamber. She will be facing Asuka at the Elimination Chamber instead, and if she wins, she will be in a triple threat match with the winner of the Elimination Chamber and Asuka at Mania.
Why would they why can't you just keep your monsters apart? Why waste somebody's career? Why?
Yeah, I don't like going here. We already did actually see this match. And they got out of it reasonably well with not really cooling off Jax at all while still giving Asuka a win.
Yep.
But I don't trust them to do it again.
Yeah, they got real lucky.
Or if they do it again, they'll do it the exact same way and it's going to suck.
Yeah, well, they got real lucky the first time, and yeah, if they do it again the same way, we've already seen it, which hasn't stopped them before. I mean, we've seen the same match on 205 Live at least a dozen times.
Basically, yeah.
And with the women's division on any particular show, they can't be bothered to have more than one feud at a time for an entire division, especially if they can make the entire division the entire feud. So, yeah, it's not going to end up... track record says it's going to end up shitty as fuck.
Pretty much. We got a bit with Alexa Bliss kind of doing the reverse female empowerment in a bit of a way. I want equality with Brock Lesnar, basically, because Brock Lesnar doesn't have to defend his title in the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, we're not really sure what's going on. Oh, yeah, right, because they can't make their champion actually defend the title. That's sad.
She's a chicken shit heel. That's kind of the deal. And then I have written here, it's Phone Cena talking about his plan to get to the main event of WrestleMania. It was not bad. True. Then we had
all the phone spots are actually pretty good. Yeah, I encourage wrestlers to have personality and post that shit on Twitter, because you'll get buried by Vince if you don't do it, and you get buried by Vince if you get over on your own. So you might as well just get buried by Vince.
Yep. Then we had Asuka versus Bayley. Not a bad match. I thought this was pretty solid. Safer than the Sasha Banks Asuka match.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed the fact that Bayley got some offense in and wasn't just jobbed out. It makes me think, gives me some level of hope that they might still do something with her. It's not going to be good, but they'll try to do something.
Well, I mean, not to jump ahead too far, but apparently the Dribble Leech is getting a lot more authority and power. He's officially taking over 205 Live, which we'll get to. But he's also apparently getting a bunch of cohorts together to take over positions within the company when Vince steps down officially to run the XFL, which he swore up and down he won't do, which that means he will do.
He'll pull a Dana White, and he says it's not true, therefore it is.
Listen. You mean Dana White's pulling a Vince McMahon?
I don't know.
Let's be honest.
My thing is, Vince McMahon, at least, here's the irony, is that Vince McMahon plays a heel on TV, is a heel in real life. And yet, I still trust him more than Dana White, who's supposed to be trying to make me care about fighters.
No, I don't. Dana White has... I don't know where you're getting any of that from. Dana White doesn't give a shit about fighters.
He's the promoter. He's supposed to be doing that. He just doesn't.
Dana White doesn't give a shit about fighters. Dana White gives a shit about guys who make him a lot of money, who then retire and continue to suck his dick. Those are the guys Dana White cares about. Vince doesn't give a shit about anything. Vince gives a shit about getting his dick fucking jerked off by people who actually know what they're doing, but have no balls and can't tell him what the fuck's going on. So, when Vince says a thing's going to happen, it's not going to happen. And when Vince says a thing isn't going to happen, it's guaranteed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, with Triple H taking over, there is hope that since he can actually book people appropriately, i.e. Bayley...
I don't think he does, but I think he knows that he doesn't really know, and therefore allows people who do know to do things that they know.
At least there's that, but I think he's got kind of a firm grasp on how things really do work, and he's willing to. I assume, with no proof, that he's the guy calling the majority of the shots with NXT, and he's willing to listen to really good ideas. But the majority of the time, it goes the way Triple H says. Whether or not that's true, I have no idea. But that's the impression that at least the PR is giving me, and whispers from, behind the curtain and things like that. I'm assuming things will go that way with 205 Live. And he's not a luchador, he's not a cruiserweight, he doesn't, he knows what should be happening, but he's not that guy, and he'll probably listen to guys like Borash and guys like, hopefully Rockstar Spud, and, people of that kind of nature. And the actual wrestlers themselves.
Frankly, I would just set up a triumvirate to run 205. Jamie Noble, Dean Malenko, and find me a more high-flying guy, because neither of them are really high flyers.
Maybe you should get that their, what's his name, King Mystery? That guy's pretty good. Guy. Or maybe, just maybe, you should stand back.
He wasn't really a high flyer either, though.
No, but he knows how to do a variety of things.
Anyways.
Anyway, that's a whole other discussion.
We move on to The Bar, who have a confident pre-tape about how they're going to kick ass and destroy things, and they are The Bar.
They am The Bar.
Then we had Miz versus Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews doesn't really fit in this Elimination Chamber thing.
No.
Really in any way. Like, this is the strongest he's been booked since coming up to the main roster, really. Except maybe the first couple of weeks. But, top 6 man on the brand? That's a tough sell. That's an indictment right there.
Well, spoiler alert, they had to do something, and this was the worst decision they could make, so that's what they did. They've pulled... Apparently Rollins was supposed to be in the Elimination Chamber, but they yanked him out of there.
Yeah, it's an injury concern, though, so...
Yeah,
I'm okay
everything
with
with him's an injury concern.
That's true. I assumed that was why there was no 6th qualifying match.
Yeah.
Anyways, Miz gets the win. Apollo Crews got to look not bad. Miz putting himself over and trying to put over Roman Reigns. Man, they've resorted to having Miz try to put over Roman Reigns. Fuck.
Yeah, it's not gonna
work. Backstage, Jason Jordan is, he's hurt. Saw this coming. He can't compete. And my notes say, hey, strategically placed Roman Reigns to save the match. It's almost like he knew that Jason Jordan was going to get hurt.
Amazing. And he's got his hair up in a nice little man bun. It's so cute.
Then we got The Bar versus The Shield. And this match is going pretty decently. Jason Jordan comes out mid-match, and he's going to fuck it up. And he tries to support Seth. Gets him up there for a hot tag. Goes nuts for a while. And then Roman Reigns is like, no, you get back. You get back. You're not a member of the Shield. Can't be out here. And in the end, he gets him disqualified by attacking The Bar, who did throw the first punch. But... DQ is warranted. And Seth and Roman, not happy. So, Jason Jordan, heel turn for Mania. Well, complete heel turn at some point.
No, they won't do it that quick.
I'd do it for Mania. I would.
Yeah, fucking just had neck surgery, dude.
Yeah, true enough.
They say it's minimally invasive. I don't give a shit.
It is your neck. It's
your goddamn... It's the thing that connects your head to the rest. You might want to take it a little slow.
Then we had a Braun Phone Man promo. And then we had Seth getting triggered by the word I, basically. And storms off. Kurt Angle tells Jason Jordan to go home until he's medically cleared.
Correct. Rather forcefully, should I say.
Indeed. It's like he's an angry parent.
Rawr.
Then we had Nia Jax squashing Vanessa Lloyd. Not really much else to say there.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. That chick was 17, apparently.
Wow.
17 or 8. So young, like real young.
Super young.
Yeah, I believe the Wrestle Talk guys shouted that out.
Yeah. Young jobber alert. There you go.
Young girl, get out of my ring.
Then we had Sonya Deville versus Mickie James with Absolution ringside, of course. I have basically two notes on this match. The badass MMA fighter is selling her nose super hard, despite being a badass MMA fighter.
Yeah.
I require sarcastic font for that.
Air quotes galore.
And her Muay Thai knees are really, really bad. And that's really problematic because CM Punk made Muay Thai knees work, and we know he's a shitty fighter.
Unexcusable.
It's not hard to even make that work. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I skipped the majority of this match. It was like, oh, hey,
and I say this to be clear, as someone who I've argued with you that Sonya Deville might have something. I've argued that she's had good matches, but frig, she's making it real hard for me right now.
She's had good matches with excellent opponents.
Anyways, Mickie gets the win with the roll-up. Absolution beats her up for a bit, but Alexa Bliss comes to the rescue and basically suck up heel mode. Turn people to her side for the Elimination Chamber.
Not gonna work. Very lame, very horrible.
I can see it working. I can see it working with Mickie, but
just stop.
Then we had Elias versus John Cena versus Braun Strowman. Winner gets the last spot in the Elimination Chamber, and by that I mean they will enter the Elimination Chamber last.
Spoiler alert: the guy who should have won did not. The guy who should not have won did. It's Vince booking things wrong again.
Elias with the win.
The match itself was actually pretty fucking good.
Pretty well worked, yeah.
Yeah. But the finish was wrong.
Yeah. Also, I don't really know why Braun Strowman would even want to go last into the match, because if you think about it, if he's, let's say, first, it just means he has a series of one-on-one matches and destroys people.
What do you mean, want to go in last?
Well, if he goes in last, theoretically...
No, I understand the logistics. What do you mean, want?
Well, what I mean is, why would he even really want to go in last?
Yeah, well, you're trying to imply that he has any kind of say on who's booking anything.
No. But he's in the match, is what I mean. Like,
yeah, somebody put him in the match. It's
just have him destroy people and not even win the match. Like, just do the no contest.
Yeah, no. I totally understand the logistics. It's about desire here. You're assuming that he asked to be in the match.
No. That's not what I mean when I say want. I mean, like, if I'm Braun Strowman, it's like, oh, I could go in last, or I could just destroy them and, leave them laying. And why do we even really need to win this match?
Yeah, well, again, you're kind of implying the fact that he's in this last man enters match based on some sort of desire on his part. That's not the case. They just booked it wrong.
Well, they booked it in the first place, frankly, which I think was dumb.
Yeah, exactly. It was a stupid idea.
Yeah,
let's put John Cena in there against the rookie.
Really.
Let's put John Cena in there against the rookie and the guy who can literally tear things apart. Not any kind of, not hyperbole, he can literally grab a hold of something and tear it off of something else.
It's very weird to think of
fucking strong.
It's weird to think of Elias Sampson in the Elimination Chamber. Fuck.
It doesn't make
the roster is thin as shit.
Here's how you book a better Elimination Chamber. You have The Miz go in first, and then go bell to bell and win the whole thing, throwing the softest kicks and no CM punches ever. That's a better show than having Elias in there.
I don't know if I go that far. But ugh.
It doesn't make it. Neither of those things make any sense. But at least The Miz has some sort of crowd reaction, so it makes slightly more sense.
Then we move on to SmackDown, who do open up with Authority segment. Fuck.
I didn't really hate this as much as I should have.
I didn't hate it. And Daniel Bryan and Shane actually usually do a pretty good job with this. It's just, why does every show, and well, I say this after saying Raw didn't open up with an Authority segment, but why does at least one of these shows every week have to open up with the Authority? Not the authorities in the faction, but the literal concept of the authority on the brand.
Didn't they just maybe I'm confused, but wasn't last week they just straight up opened with a match?
That would be a great idea. That'd be a fantastic idea.
Well, I'm asking you, did that not happen last week?
I don't recall, to be honest.
I think it did, which was very weird and very nice. And then they went back to this was actually a longer promo than usually. They come out, they do the thing, yada yada yada. They're out of there in like 5 minutes, maybe 7. This seemed to go on for like 10 to 12.
It was about 10, yeah.
Yeah.
Basically here, Shane likes the idea of Owens and Sami Zayn having violence with each other, but he doesn't agree that a title shot opportunity is warranted. The crowd thinks Daniel Bryan deserves a raise. That was pretty funny.
Yes. Well, see, this is another, like, guy in authority or supposed to be face being an idiot. Oh, I don't think they deserve another title shot. No, they don't. The point is that if you don't dangle that shit in front of them, why the fuck would they fight in the first place?
Pretty much, yeah. You're not going to get Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens beating the crap out of each other without putting this on the line.
Exactly. God damn it.
He does think Daniel is living vicariously through Sami and KO. AJ Styles comes out. He just wants this to be over with.
Nope.
So he can move on to, well, what happens next? I am going to beat you at WrestleMania.
Correct.
Shinsuke Nakamura, WrestleMania champion, 2018.
Man, if he doesn't win at WrestleMania, they have wasted so much talent and so many years of development and just pure Vince retardation.
Yep. Then we had Liv Morgan with the Riot Squad versus Charlotte. When I was watching this, I said to you, why the hell are we not like reforming the kind of face stable that fought the Welcoming Committee?
Because it didn't get over.
Yeah, but I hate, you know me, I hate dumb faces.
Yep.
This worked out because, Charlotte won and didn't get her ass kicked in a 3-on-1 situation, but I hate it.
Doesn't matter. The face stable didn't get over in the first place. Vince won't do it again.
Got over with Becky. Becky got over.
And then she disappeared for 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 months.
In fairness, she went and filmed a movie.
Waste of fucking time.
Well, let's be honest. You want to prep for that career after WWE because you'll be completely wasted.
Yeah, well, hey, if you can hold out for another, the XFL's in 2020. If you can hold out for another, fantasy booker booking warfare come to life. I'm gonna call it by late September. Vince will have stepped away from the majority of day-to-day WWE stuff.
Maybe.
And then the women's division, the entirety of the women's division gets more than one match a week. Fuck!
Pretty much. I would just in general like more matches because so much time wasted with commercials and stupidity.
You could put them on 205 Live.
Yeah.
I'm sure the majority of the women weigh under 200 pounds.
Yeah, no, that would work. Yeah, literally, I think Nia Jax is the only one that doesn't. Maybe Tamina? Tamina?
Yeah, Tamina. I kind of want to say Lana because she's married to the guy with all the muscles, and maybe she's got more muscles than we really seeing, and muscles way more than fat. So maybe.
No, there's no
Probably
way,
not.
no way that Lana's over 205, sir. Like that's a big woman.
Yeah, I'm 190 maybe.
I don't think even that. I'm looking
She's
that
pretty
up.
tall.
She is. Well, she's only 5'7". She's not. She's not.
Is
that
she?
tall.
I thought she was taller than that. Maybe it's the shoes.
5'7". It's the shoes.
Fair enough. I like them shoes.
Yeah. No. Like I said, Nia Jax weighs over 200. Maybe Tamina. But I think I looked this up once, and Tamina is actually not that big. There is no listed weight for Lana. Interesting.
75 kilograms.
75 kilograms. All right. Then we move on to... Well, anyways, Charlotte won the match. It was not bad, but dumb. Owens basically says it's up to Sammy if they stay friends. So, there's that. And then the Bludgeon Brothers came out and squashed the team, and then the Usos came out and cut a promo about the meaning of lockdown.
I was bored to tears through the 93,000th squash match I've seen with these guys and skipped the fucking Usos because I don't give a shit what they have to say in their quasi-rock-like promo, back and forth, predictable cadence. I don't care.
I am entirely with you on the Bludgeon Brothers. Either give them a title shot or give them a real match. At some point, it's got to happen.
At this point, I'm questioning why they didn't just have them come out and crush the champions on the first night and then just do the same to everybody else. Why are they still fucking around with jobbers?
Yeah, it's like they didn't think this through. Like, oh man, we kind of don't have a storyline for you. Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, it didn't stop the Fashion Police from getting over, which they instantly crushed by taking it off broadcast. You fucking morons!
Yeah, pretty much.
But I'm not angry.
Not angry, no, not at all. And I am more of a fan of the Usos than you, obviously. You just had your rant. I don't mind their promos, except when the substance is retarded. And in this case, the substance was retarded. We got to talk about how lockdown is a state of mind, that they're getting in their heads, they're controlling it, they're living rent-free in the brain, basically. And then they went on this, like, I think some teams are overlooking the Usos. How could they overlook the Usos if you have lockdown? Like, both of these can't be true.
Oh, I'm so glad I skipped that shit.
Yeah. We got the top 10 rankings. Ty Dillinger was number 10. And the New Day were above the Usos, which was a bit interesting. No Rusev on the top 10.
That's fucking stupid.
And AJ Styles was number 1. Yeah, I mean, the guy is going after the U.S. title. So if it's kayfabe, it's dumb that he's not on there. If it's real voting, what the hell?
That's some heat, I think.
Yeah. Then we got a Rusev hype page prior to the match, and Aiden English is in the ring to sing us in.
Rusev Day!
I've said it before, I'll say it again. Bobby Roode, with this gimmick, cannot play babyface in peril. It doesn't work. It doesn't. This was much better than the Jinder Mahal match and the Mojo Rawley match, because Rusev is far superior to those two gentlemen.
Rusev professional.
But, it's Bobby Roode is just so miscast right now.
Yeah, Vince, I think Vince thinks that since Bobby Roode's got the robe on, and everybody loves Ric Flair, and he's currently pushing Charlotte with the robe on as a face, then anybody with a robe on has to be a face. That's the only explanation I got. Other than, if you have Bobby Roode as a heel, he is instantly 30 times better than The Miz. Being The Miz. Like, it's like having Damian Sandow back, only with a title on his waist. Holy shit.
Not untrue. The New Day had a bit of an interesting moment where they were asked who should be the highest of them on the rankings, and Xavier's like, it would be the smartest, because Xavier, of course, is a very smart man in real life. Big E, Big E saying,
Are you eating an entire turkey leg?
I had a crisper.
Sounds like a turkey leg.
It was not a turkey leg, I assure you.
Ostrich limb.
And Big E's like, it would be the strongest, and they're like, Kofi! And then they go through Kofi's highlights, and I didn't see it coming. Wouldn't recommend going and seeing it if you didn't see it. Sammy has a promo about stepping into KO's shadow and getting himself a title finally.
It's a good promo.
It's a good promo. And then we had Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens with AJ Styles on commentary.
Are you still swallowing the entire turkey leg?
No, one went down the wrong way.
Unlikely story. If this year isn't the gigantic star-making breakout year of Sami Zayn, Vince has officially lost his goddamn mind. _ italicized boldface.
I agree.
He is currently the best promo. I think he's the best promo in the company. Who's better at promo?
No one comes to mind really outright. If you were to give Bray Wyatt proper booking and substance, maybe Bray.
Yeah, well, fantasy booking warfare come to life. Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy, eclipse the entire universe with their brilliance and make you all of the money all of the time. And there's some other guys that are very underrated. I think if you let Ty Dillinger off his leash, holy shit, what a star that guy could be.
I think so. Yeah.
There's some guys out there, but everybody's given a script which is fucking stupid, and he's the only one. He's far and above, way past what KO is capable of right now. Because I think KO right now does not give a fucking shit.
Well, it's also that KO has always been a one-note character as far as a promo is concerned. It's one note that works. Don't get me wrong, but there's not a lot of options there. There's not a lot of directions to go. Yeah,
but I mean, Zayn can take the same script and read it 6 different ways and make you believe all of them. And he's had, by far, if you want to match up, and I'm not trying to bury KO because KO is fantastic, but he just doesn't give a shit. He's in Randy Orton mode. Right, he's in Randy Orton mode. He doesn't give a shit, and when he doesn't give a shit, he doesn't perform. And Sami Zayn has nothing but pro wrestling going through his entire body and soul 24/7, 365, and wants to be the best at all times. He's having the best matches, the best promos, getting the biggest heat, the most heat. He's getting the most heat out of anybody in I'm trying to think of anybody getting more heat than Sami Zayn right now. Anybody at all. Now, I'm not talking about go-away heat, not like The Miz. But I can't think of anybody getting more heat than him, having better matches with better promos. What the fuck else do you want?
Mm-hmm.
And if Vince doesn't... Yeah. And if Vince doesn't... If he doesn't become the breakout star of the year, I'm at a complete loss. Unless if he gets injured, sure, fine, whatever. But I am at a complete loss to not... I just don't understand.
He's been doing everything so very, very well. And I don't say that just because I'm a fan of El Generico / Sami Zayn. I am. But I've been incredibly impressed with him at this time. I believe there's a ton of money in him. I've been saying it. There's a ton of money in him as a babyface. There's a ton of money in him as a heel. And if we're going to another Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn blood feud, I'm kind of cool with that. This match in particular it started a bit slow. It got to a simmer, and then it got kind of good. It's still tamed by a Stenerico standards match, but for a free match on Smackdown, I was more than impressed. AJ eventually gets involved when Sammy gets in his face, and this leads to Daniel Bryan making it a triple threat match at the pay-per-view. Which I thought the psychology behind making that match was perfect. Yes.
You want to further the drama, the tension, the antagonism between the two best friends. And the best way to do that is you're both getting a shot at the title, but it's not together. And yeah, you're right about I thought the match had a definite good structure to it. Yes, it started out a little slow, but it definitely, like, it built, and that's kind of the theme between every match between this one and the other ones that I'm going to talk about on 205 and your NXT. But it had a longer kind of start to it with, rising action and then a really good peak. And that's kind of, I'm not sure who's, maybe Triple H is doing all of these and they're all kind of structured the same, but it definitely had, and the rest of them had sort of a general kind of thing going on with, which kind of, if you look at the story or the graph of a novel or a story, it'll have same kind of action to it, which goes back to the whole storytelling of a match. So, I don't know, it's weird. This week it was really kind of obvious. You could actually draw the graph while watching the match.
Mm-hmm. We did skip Randy Orton RKO'd Rusev and Rude. So
yeah, it's just
Randy Orton's in the U.S. title now picture? What the hell is this shit?
I don't know. It's stupid bullshit. Nobody cares. I don't know anybody who gives a shit about Randy Orton.
There are people. There definitely
he got a really
people.
good pop from the crowd, and I guess that's all Vince is really listening for. But he did that weird surf dudes with attitudes move, and that was really strange for a 60-year-old man.
The thing with Orton is that the RKO out of nowhere, that kind of thing, has always gotten big pops, but his matches don't.
No,
and his storylines don't.
He just
outside of the Legend Killer gimmick.
Yeah, and the only reason he got any heat from me on the Legend Killer gimmick is because there's no reason for any of these guys to have done that for him. And it didn't do anything for him in the long run.
Well, you can argue he's become the second biggest guy in the company behind John Cena. And
I guess
I don't agree that he should be in that position. I don't think he has high quality matches. I don't think he has massively good promos. I don't think I've never really thought he even really had particularly great crowd reaction.
He is bored and is boring. He is entitled, being a third-generation superstar who was instantly, they strapped a rocket right to his butthole and shot him to the moon, and the fans went, eh.
Pretty much. So then we have Mixed Match Challenge. You watched Mixed Match Challenge this week.
Oh
correct?
my god! So, Rose Gold. The impromptu, we just threw this together 16 minutes ago. Go out there, cut a promo, have a match, do a thing. Those two were infinitely better at being a couple, tag team, duo, whatever, than the actual couple that's married and is a tag team and a duo. What the fuck?
Did we mention that Mandy Rose is also exceptionally green?
Exceptionally green, and she did fantastic, dude.
I actually thought
unbelievably good for where she's supposed to be in her career. Fantastic.
I actually thought that Jimmy Uso did okay in this. I remember watching this match and going, I came off of this having good thoughts about 3 out of the 4 people in this match, and Naomi was the one that I didn't know. Nothing.
I got kind of the impression when they were doing the couple stuff in the ring that Uso and Goldie were having fun. It was not Uso and Mrs. Uso having fun. It had nothing. She just didn't. She's got no personality. If you've ever heard her on commentary, it's. I hesitate to say literally the worst, but it's literally the worst. She has one-word flat responses. She's got, as far as I could tell, either she's got the worst anxiety known to man, or no personality at all. I don't know what it is.
I don't dispute that. I've never thought that, and people have argued with me about this and brought up a win the thing, racial thing even. I've never heard terribly large reactions to her. I don't particularly enjoy her matches. Her promos are bad.
I think the only reason she gets a pop from the crowd is because she's playing rave music and it's loud.
Maybe.
That's it. That's. Oh yeah, it's party time. Oh, the party's over. Oh, okay.
Like I going back to when she was partnering with Charlotte and Becky versus the Welcoming Committee. Her reactions were always by far the most muted.
Yeah.
The crowd did not care about her. She's very athletic. She can do things in the ring that are impressive, but her
psychology's bad.
Her psychology is bad, and her technical ability hasn't really evolved in a long time. It did evolve. You weren't around when she was a Funkadactyl, but she was really bad then. She has gotten passable.
I can only imagine.
But yeah, the psychology in her matches is weak. Her finishers are weak. This leads to her matches not being very good.
Yeah,
her promos are terrible. She's hot. She's a beautiful lady.
You know what's gonna happen. At some point, if they don't just let her go or de-push the shit out of her, is we're going to see an Ember Moon versus Naomi promo off, and the world is going to fucking die.
The
world is going to die.
Let's hope that Ember Moon has developed better promos by then.
I
don't think she will, but let's hope.
I will hope. I will say nice things unto various deities, but you're going to have the overly earnest, underprepared versus the flat, single-word response, and it's going to be fucking bad.
It's going to be pretty bad. This match, from a work rate and technical level, not good. But highly entertaining, highly funny. Yes. A comedy match done quite well.
Yes. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the whole thing. I can't think of a... I only watched the match once, and it was 3 or 4 days ago now, or when did it come out? Was it right after SmackDown or after Raw?
Right after SmackDown.
Right after SmackDown. So I watched it. Yeah, I watched Raw, SmackDown, and that all in one night. And I don't remember a thing I didn't enjoy. Mandy Rose, like I said, for where she's supposed to be in her career, amazing, dude. Amazing. She's right there on promos. She's present. She's in character. She's going along. She's taken over the spot from Goldust. She's amazingly hot, which helps. But it's the in-ring stuff needs to come along. But from what she was asked to do in that particular match, she did. I can't remember a thing she did wrong.
Nothing was botched, really. Everything was pretty good. In the end, Rose Gold loses because, number one, you need a SmackDown team to freaking win already, because Raw's won 3 weeks in a row.
You can't defeat the black team. Come on.
And number two, no real storyline for Goldust and Mandy Rose going forward, though I would like to see this explored further. But on Raw as opposed to Mixed Match Challenge.
Yeah.
Because you don't have Goldie doing anything, and the Absolution stable is really... It's fallen off the rails with Paige's retirement.
Yeah, they need to do anything else. They desperately need to send Sonya Deville back down for a shitload more training, and just let Rose Gold be a thing. Let Rose Gold team up and do cross-promotional shit with Cedric Alexander. Oh my goodness. Oh my god! Especially if they put the title on Alexander and let him go vaguely heel with some Goldie prop behind him. Can you imagine the money they would make?
It'd be fantastic.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
So
Cedric Alexander all in the gold, maybe a little face paint, not too much.
I don't know if I go with the face paint, but
just a little bit, a little accent piece.
The gold would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Then we had 205 Live.
Indeed, we do have 205 Live.
And, I guess at the end of the mixed match, we did have Rusev and Lana come out to basically bury Naomi and Jimmy Uso.
As well they should.
And they're going up... who are they going up against next week?
I don't know.
Can't for the life of me remember.
Hopefully
Elias and Bailey. The highly dysfunctional team.
I don't want him to squash Bailey. Can we just have him squash Elias?
I assume it'll be Elias who gets squashed because Lana's not getting a pin on Bailey. It'll be Rusev will pin Elias.
So it's either going to be Elias eating the pin.
Oh man, they really. Oh no, they really kind of booked themselves in the corner there because. Oh god, no. Now I'm thinking
What?
Elias and Bailey are going to go over because they're both in the Elimination Chamber.
Oh yeah, shit. God damn it. What does Rusev Day have to do to be free? Son of a fucking whore.
It'll be Bailey will pin Alana. That's my call.
Yeah, that's probably accurate. It's either going to be Elias eating the pin or Alana eating the pin. There's no way Rusev or Bailey should eat pins.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I guess the bright side of the Elias Bailey combo is if you're gonna do kind of like the dysfunctional team with the girl being ignored, Bailey probably fits that role the best.
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. Fuck.
205 Live, take us in.
205 Live! We kick off 205 Goes West Alive. Make sure to drink your citrus, kids. We had a massive recap of last week, which is not unwarranted because of Drake Maverick.
Drake Maverick, baby.
And somebody said something about the grandest dish of all, the Rousey lasagna. I didn't quite catch it. Our opening match, we had Calypso versus Lunchbox Dorito.
Hey, don't you disrespect my Lindsay Dorado.
I'm just getting started. I'm not disrespecting, I'm highlighting. And I didn't name him after a weird ass musical genre either, so I came up with some more. One that is not completed. We got Lunchbox Dorito, Lindsay Dorado, if you're not paying the fuck attention, idiots. Lunchbox Dorito, aka Lootbox Durango, aka Lungfish, and I didn't come up with a last name on that one.
I do like the Durango one. The Dorito one's been done. That was Mitch Ryder's gimmick in Chikara.
Oh, now I feel like a fucking idiot.
Mitch Ryder just always going, Dorito!
Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels. So maybe Lunchbox Durango. I really tried to come up with a last name for Lungfish, but I was busy typing other things. Yeah. I don't have a lot of notes for the matches on 205 Live, but I did note that Drake Spudrick was watching TV like an actual human with his eyes towards the screen. That was nice. There was a massively and unforgivably botched Poison Rana near the finish that still looked pretty fucking cool, but is unforgivable.
I think the Poison Rana is a move you can botch and it still looks cool.
Yeah, well, he snapped it too early. Like, he went over, he snapped too early, and Lindsay Dorado had to do, like, the reverse forehead nose skid all the way down Calypso's back. It looked cool as shit, but it was fucking botched as hell, and therefore Calypso is deleted! Unforgivable, sir! I have that right here. Unforgivable! Exclamation point. I liked the match. It was standard WWE lucha, not actual lucha.
It was a step above standard WWE, but it was not full-blown lucha.
It was Rey Mysterio right before a pay-per-view lucha.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
It was not what I would expect for this new 205 Live, and I'm using air quotes here. But it's early days for the Triple H experiment. They told a good story as far as, like, there was, your introduction, there was the rising action, there was a peak, and there was a falling action afterwards. It was very well done. The only real problem is there was a weird amount of rest holds for a lucha match.
Yeah.
And the botched, kind of semi-botched finish that still looked kind of cool, and it was just a standard Destino finish. We're kind of used to it.
Yeah. The other thing I don't really like, and this is a standard lucha thing, so I can't really be bad about this. But they did the whole kind of mirror moves, kind of like drawing comparisons between the two. And I don't think you want to do that with Dorado because, honestly, the last thing I think you want is people associating Lince Dorado with Kalisto as kind of like Kalisto number 2. Like, I think you want him to be his own guy.
Yeah, it really depends. Like they had him kind of, I need this. He kept saying that over and over again, very, very much loud enough for the people in the front row to hear. So Lince was trying to put over the fact that he was really, trying to get the win here, whereas Calypso was just kind of fucking the same standard shit, which doesn't look good when you have a guy desperate to win who isn't that desperate, and the guy who isn't desperate to win just kind of wins anyway.
Yeah.
But, it was... I still enjoyed watching the match. It was just standard boilerplate, wobbly B. This is what we think maybe might happen in Mexico. Lucha.
I think this gripe is very unique to me because I am a big Dorito fan. Big Lince Dorado fan. Big, very large. And I want him to do well. And I keep thinking, I'm like, oh, don't tell me he's going to be just Luchador number 2. No, please don't.
At this point, he's Luchador number 3.
Well, Grand Metalik has his own feel to him, at least.
That's correct. But yeah, no, I thought both guys got over pretty okay. It's just that they could have done a shitload better. We had a strong package, I have here written down. I have seen the strong package before. It is glorious and magnificent. But and I hope it gets him over. But I mean, I've seen it. They played it at least twice on NXT,
and he is over there.
He is indeed over. We had a Cedric promo. Mustafa Ali scared the shit out of him, slapped him a bunch of times on the back, on the shoulder. I think he slapped him on the back of the head, and then walked off. And Cedric Alexander was very flustered finishing the promo. And I have written down, "Flustered Cedric is best Cedric."
I know, it made him seem almost human.
It's like he's got a personality in there.
Yeah.
We had a TJP promo, which was okay. I mean, he got over his kind of vaguely moody, heelish persona.
I wish they would just bring back his TNA gimmick, which was basically that he was Deadpool.
That sounds good.
My personal favorite was they had a bit where they were asking who do you think's going to win the match, and it was Bobby Lashley, Samoa Joe, I think. Something like that. Pretty sure Lashley was one of them. I wasn't really watching TNA at the time. This segment is stuck in my head. And he's going, Lashley or Joe? Finkel or Icorn? And
very nice.
It was basically was a split personality deal. It was it was great.
I would enjoy that. After that, I think we had like 7 or 8 promos in a row, and I got really bored and stopped paying attention.
I did definitely get very bored in the middle.
And then Tozawa did his promo where he said he's going to win the whole tournament, and then he fires the same guy he's fired for like 3 weeks in a row now.
Yep.
So that was entertaining. We had, then, after 7,000 promos, we had your boy Spudrick call Tony Garlic and Andrew Nice. No, that's not right. We had Garlic, Nice, and Drake up in this bitch. Your boy Spudrick read them the riot act.
He laid down the fucking law, is what he did.
It was fucking awesome. Great stuff. Fantastic. He deliberately used the phrase, that train has left the station. He has made the match for Gulak versus Nice for next week. And my final note says, good fucking stuff. Got everybody over in 30 seconds or less, or your money back. Rockstar Spud Drake is the business.
He's great. If you've not seen it, look up. There's a TNA tag team unlikely partners thing where he's partnered with Bully Ray, and then it winds up in a battle royal afterwards, and it is great. The wrestling it is not great, but Spud and Bully Ray steal the freaking show.
That sounds like all of the things that are good.
I've showed it to you. You laughed incredibly hard.
I imagine I did. I don't remember it, but I would like to see it again. And to finish off our night, we had your boy Hideous Tatami versus Roderick Strong.
let's put it this way. There's a line in there. Spud kicked Bubba in the balls at one point, and they won anyways. And Bubba finds him backstage. He's all pissed off. He's like, "You kicked me in the balls. You kicked me in the balls. You could do that any time as long as we win that $10,000."
That sounds amazing. I don't have a ton of notes on this match because I was just enjoying watching the psychology. We, at some point, Strong called Hideo Kenta by accident really loudly, and then immediately switched back to Hideo.
They have admitted that he is Kenta, so
yes.
It's not that big of a faux pas.
And Nigel McGuinness has stated, I think at least 4 or 5 times, that he's trained by Kenta Kobashi. So, I mean, there's links all over the place for that one.
Mm-hmm. Man, did Nigel have to have Wood watching this match, though? Jesus.
Yeah, he put over several times, this is like my best friend in wrestling, period. You all can suck a dick. So, Strong, long story short, Strong went over. And I didn't really see that coming. I thought, they put...
I did think Tommy was going over, yeah.
Yeah, they've had Tommy on 205 Live for weeks now. So, and they were
beating
hyping
the fuck out of Jack
shit,
Geller.
Here he comes. You guys aren't ready. He will tear this fucking place apart, which he has not done in any way, shape, or form.
Fucked up Brian Kendrick and Jack Geller, I suppose.
I guess. And I have a couple of notes on this. One says, this went from standard to Japanese real quick.
Pretty much.
The fact that I did not see the finish coming, Strong style prevails. Very good match. Again, followed a pretty standard, story outline, psychology of...
That backbreaker on the apron, though.
That backbreaker, I think that's when I wrote down the Japanese line. It was just like, whoa, it just got stiff real quick. And yeah, it followed your standard novel outline kind of intro, rising action, peak. It was kind of weird to see a lot of these matches do the same relative thing, and have different ways of doing it, but it was all sort of graphed out in front of you.
Mm-hmm. So next week we're looking forward to Gulak and Nice, and Mark Andrews is facing someone. I don't recall who.
Yeah, I don't remember who, but yeah, the Mandrews will be in action.
Indeed. And then we finish off with NXT, the climax of this week in wrestling.
Skate. We had what I have written down as the pre-numeric dairy coming out. They were immediately jumped by Sanity. Security came out, and you have officially angered the Regal. That's not good.
It's a bad point.
William Regal came down.
Only Tajiri gets away with angering the William.
Correct. Him and Mikey Whipwreck, maybe. So Regal comes down after the shenanigans. He makes an entirety of both factions against each other, except for Nikki Cross, which I've noticed they've distanced Nikki Cross from Sanity in the last month.
That, I think, is a mistake.
That is a massive
I think she added something to that. And it was a way to get her on the show more.
Yeah, and I really want to see a Nikki Cross versus Adam Cole match, for fuck's sake. I really want to see that match.
I would pay all the dollars.
That would be the dollars that I have, and they are yours.
I would pay the dollars that are currently in my wallet. And since I got my birthday money today, I have some dollars in the wallet.
Pimp. So the Angry Regal makes a 6-man tornado tag match, which I have a note says pile the bodies to the sky. So this gonna be good. If you don't know what tornado rules are, is basically
no tags.
Yeah, no tags. Everybody, it's a 3-on-3 match. No tags needed. And then we had Heavy Machinery versus Fuckboys Incorporated, which went quite well, I'm gonna say. I enjoyed Otis Dozovich air guitaring with his face when they hit the weird little Weedly solo in their music, and he just started going. And a note here I never noticed how randomly garbage the Fuckboys trunks are. Let's just slap some white shit on black trunks randomly and add an R on my dick.
It's a bit weird. I've always thought that
Yeah.
the song. Now, mind you, their trunks, the old trunks they had that were like blue and gold, that worked really well. I don't know. I don't know why they ditched those.
I don't have a clue. I enjoyed the fact that Otis hit a massive shoulder block and tagged out immediately because it's fucking funnier to do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
We had a breakdown between the fuckboys where Tito, everybody started chanting "Tito sucks," and
Riddick Moss is surprisingly is moderately over, and Tino Sabatelli is public enemy number one.
I think it's the facial hair.
Maybe.
Tito Seba whatever comes in number one with saltiest tag of the week, where he just basically, what did he do? Just like slap Moss on the shoulder or some shit.
Yeah. Moss wanted in the match, and Sabatelli didn't really want to tag him in, and he kind of kept at it and just smashes him on the shoulder.
Yeah. So Moss gets in the ring, and there's this one fucking guy in the front row with a relentless and loud "Riddick sucks! Riddick sucks!" chant. It was literally only one guy, where the rest of the entire crowd was chanting "Tito sucks." Hilarious. And I legitimately thought it was Tito for a while before I remember his name was Tino.
Yeah, I do that too, not gonna lie. I did like the fact that they teased the cheap win again, and my boy, referee Drake Younger's having none of that.
I have a note on that. We have, and then Moss immediately claims winner of saltiest tag all time with a knife edge chop to tag Tito in, and then he gets the shit kicked out of him. There is a caterpillar, aka the worm. He goes for the feet on the ropes, and I have a note here that says Drake Younger is having none of your shenanigans. And then after that shenanigans, they do some schmozzles, and there is a compactor for the win, and Heavy Machinery walks off like a pimp. And basically,
Moss gives the big finger.
Yeah, Moss kind of looks at Sabatino and goes "fuck you" and walks off. This is my Maserati, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they're not boning in the trunk anymore.
I do have to say that I was disappointed Drake Younger didn't do the main event, because I have this gimmick in mind for Drake Younger. Those of you who do not know Drake Younger, he's pretty famous in the extreme wrestling and deathmatch wrestling and independent circuit in general. I want him to be like the completely uninterested ref. Like there'll be a hardcore match going on, and he just standing there looking entirely unimpressed with your lame hardcoreness.
I want to go one step further. I want him to do sarcastic golf claps. Like, "Oh, nice chair shot."
Yeah. I lost a freaking ear.
That's an adorable kendo stick you have there. We continue in through, I think we had like 6 different commercials and 8 different promos, and none of the shit I wrote down. And we had a live in-ring statement spot from your boy Juanito Guatemala.
Johnny Wrestling. Clap, clap,
indeed.
clap, clap.
My first note is no Candice. It would be a really good way to get some face heat on her without having her ever step foot in an official wrestling match. And your boy Percy Jackson called him Mr. Wrestling, which is gimmick infringement. Come on, better than that. They pull back while they're chanting. The entire crowd's chanting Johnny Wrestling loudly. Very nice. And they pull back to show the crowd, and that's like a half size. Dude, that crowd was half the size of a PWG show. What the fuck?
I liked parts of this promo. I liked Gargano's delivery and
everything. I have things to say.
Okay.
For one thing, they gave him a second Johnny Wrestling pop chant, and he looked genuinely overcome. Like he looked genuinely happy about that. And while he's in the middle of saying things, your boy again seeing llamas saunters onto the ramp with some hood rat or other. And I have a note here that says, "This is going to be the worst promo ever Spanglished." And it wasn't because, well, it wasn't Spanglished because he already seeing Llamas never got on the mic, which is your best bet. He can speak no English. And then Zelina Vega got on the mic and spewed 3 fucking tons of horse shit. Oh my god, let's break it down. Let's break it down.
Break it down for us.
She said, "You complain about how you lost. He did not." She called him a loser. He is not. Former tag champion, suck a dick.
He lost at TakeOver. I had less of a problem with it.
You and your pedanticism, shelve it for now. She said something that Ciampa had nothing to do with you losing. He didn't. No one ever claimed he did. Nowhere in the promo was that ever stated. It was not even implied. There was a giant "We Want Candace" chant, to which I responded, "Yes, we fucking do." And then Candace showed up, and the crowd went fucking nuts. And then, so at some point they'd skedaddle down to the ring, and then Candace showed up and they skedaddled out of the ring, because everybody knows that Candace can beat the shit out of already seeing Llamas and snatch his title right off his fucking waist. And she continues to say shit like, "We're so sick of you," to which my response is, "Stop coming down during his scheduled promo time, bitch. What is it going to take to get rid of you? Literally nothing. You just don't have to come down during his scheduled fucking promo time. Use some who wrote this fucking garbage?
Yeah,
what the fuck?
This is insignificant running for the worst NXT storyline and delivery of all. Actually, not delivery. Content. Worst NXT writing of all time. WWE on Raw and SmackDown have done much worse, but on NXT this took the cake. Like there was
Jesus.
There was no logic to this whole thing.
I'm legitimately upset about how bad this was. This pissed me off. Not like, "Oh, you're mad at the heel because the heel's being bad, being a bad person."
The heel's being an idiot.
No. This is legitimately fucking stupid and exposes the business for, I mean, I don't want to come off as Cornette here, but holy shit, what the fuck? This is 19 levels below wrestling a blow-up doll.
Yeah.
None of this shit you said made sense at all. What the fuck is your goddamn problem? You might as well have said it in goddamn Swahili, because at least nobody could understand how dumb you are.
It's the standard problem I have with the Zelina Vega character is I actually liked Thea Trinidad, who's the girl behind the character. But and Mr. Austin Aries does as well.
Yes.
But like, she's not a bad wrestler. She's not even a bad talker, except when they keep trying to make her a faux Mexican. But what the hell is with this character?
Who fucking knows?
What in God's green earth is this character? I've said it before. I wouldn't be such a successful manager if I told you all my secrets. I'm like, what secrets do we even really want to know?
I think
this was before Almost was the champion.
I think I understand what's going on here. She's the Mexican lady Donald Trump. She literally everything out of her mouth is a lie and provably false in 1/8 of a second. You have to just, if you can type fast enough, Google will tell you what she's saying is wrong.
You don't even need Google because it was proved false in the prior promo.
Yeah. So maybe she's the Mexican lady Donald Trump, and we're supposed to, I don't know, she needs like a better, maybe they should shave her head and put a bad toupee on her. I don't know what the fuck. Anyway,
this character. It's given life to Almost and given us some good matches. That's the upside. But it is. I don't know if we've ever had a worse matcher.
This is the reason I skip her promos every fucking time. I will get legitimately angry at how fucking stupid this is.
Also, why the hell are we doing Gargano and Almost in a title versus... Well, I suppose technically this is a title career match, even though, I mean, really, he'll just go to the main roster.
I have it written down here. Loser leaves NXT, Gargano to main roster confirmed. Gargano versus Nakamura versus Styles demanded.
Like, here's the thing, is that the loser leaves NXT should have always been Ciampa versus Gargano.
Yeah.
That was the match.
I don't know how... I legitimately don't know what his condition is, and maybe they couldn't wait. And maybe after the 5-star match, Vince will not wait. So, I don't know. Whatever. Moving on.
But really what should be happening is Ciampa, Gargano, loser leaves town, and we should be getting Aleister Black versus Almas for the title.
Yes, agreed.
That's how this should go. Any wrestling fan, I think, can tell you that.
Yeah, and so...
Or if you want to continue this feud, maybe have, like, Candice versus Zelina Vega. And, like, if Candice wins, Gargano gets another shot or something like that. Just to kill time till Ciampa's healthy.
Why bother dragging it?
I wouldn't, but I'm saying if we must go to Gargano versus Almost, that would be better. We would get something new at least.
This promo has killed off any 5-star momentum he had. This is fucking trash.
I know the stink will infect the match.
It's fucking bad. Moving on. We had the only real promo in the business, it seems. Shayna Baszler cut a promo that I bought as totally legit.
Yeah.
100% legit, front to back. No smirk, no wink at the camera, no breaking the fourth wall. This read as exactly what she said. There will be no rematch between her and Ember Moon. Ember Moon's fucking scared. Ember Moon will not get back in the ring because I will crush her soul. And I believed every word she said. Now, apparently on Twitter, Ember Moon has set up a rematch. I'm assuming they're going to bury Shayna Baszler because Vince. But, who the fuck knows, man? Maybe they'll try and Goldberg the shit out of Shayna, which would be your smartest move.
Yeah. Except with longer matches.
Yeah. We had a Tyler Bate promo, which was fine. There's no problem. Tyler Bate being Tyler Bate, good times. We had somebody named Banaka Bear against some random jobber.
Jessex Hill.
Okay, cool.
Bad name, fuck.
Not sure why the scrub is being fed jobbers. I wondered if she had to really, really fart really bad because she's bouncing everywhere. And it wasn't until somebody said the word dance that I figured, oh, she's trying to dance. That's adorable. There was a really, really brutal, cringy, white meat babyface forced handshake thing. That was bad.
That
was so bad. Banaka Bear decided to almost do a burning hammer, which is goddamn fucking dangerous, you stupid bitch. What the fuck?
My sphincter was at full clench at that point.
Burning, if anybody's not familiar, burning hammer, if you know what a Death Valley driver is, face your opponent face up on your shoulders, and then drive their, ostensibly face into the ground. That's a burning hammer. Now, what Banaka Bear did was just basically flip her opponent into the air and let her belly flop on the ground. But for a second there, it looked like she was trying one of the most dangerous moves in pro wrestling that will legit get you fucking fired if you do it. Which is kind of scary for a rookie doing stuff, so don't.
Mm-hmm.
And then she hit this, what they're calling a fall away power bomb.
I just called it the alley-oop bomb.
It's garbage, trash, and should never be done again. Because your opponent can literally just go, cool, thanks, and land on their feet.
I mean, it works as a jobber crusher, I guess. But, yeah.
It was fucking trash. It was so fucking bad. I have a note here that says, please feed her to Nikki or Shayna. With a follow-up note saying, please team Nikki and Shayna up, because holy shit.
I see potential in Bianca Belair. just because she is physically very capable. But yeah, her understanding, or what she is given, whichever, of how to put together a match is not there. I don't mean psychologically. I mean, that's not there as well, but I mean, like, from a technical move-to-move standpoint, it's not there. Her ability to do safe moves is also not really there. And aside from her match with Kairi Sane, which, if that's the only match of hers you see, you probably think that she's great. But I think we're increasingly realizing that that's just Kairi Sane, making her look incredibly good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not to say that this is a dead end. She's been in the business a very short period of time, but
it's another one of these. Like, why do you have her on? You took it took 4 years to get the Streetwalkers on TV. Why would you push this, frankly, untrained and dangerous woman on your TV show? What the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
Although
really be on house shows.
They also pushed the gruesome twosome, who are inherently dangerous. Holy shit. To follow up the Kairi Sane comment, we had a Kairi Sane package, which was cool, enjoyable. Very much took the taste out of my mouth from the previous, dare I say, very bad match. Not very bad, let's just call it bad. And then
just call it not ready for TV.
Yeah, not ready for prime time. We had your boys Sanity versus the unilluminated Penumbra. I don't have a ton of notes on this match because I was just enjoying it. I enjoyed the nail in the coffin onto the pro and tag partner spot. That was fucking awesome. Thank you, big Killian Dano. We had
Killian
total
Dane growing
elimination.
on me. I originally was not very high on him.
Yeah, he's definitely coming out of his shell. We had the total elimination, followed by, at some point, a kendo stick party. At one point, Big Damo, Killian Dane, was mocking your boy Adam Cole. He's like, "Is that all you got, baby?" or something like that. I can't remember what he was saying.
That was good.
I enjoyed a great deal of it. My final note just said, "That's some good chaos. I like that."
It was a largely standard plunder match. I like the fact that they did actually get to the backstage and even brawl a little bit. That's good. Sold me that this is a blood feud, even if, I mean, as a CZW guy, my expectations for a hardcore match are high.
Yeah.
Dangerously so.
If you don't have electrified, razor wire wrapped light tubes, you can go fuck yourself.
And I realize that my expectations are dangerously high. It doesn't change the fact that they're there. So, didn't super get into the match, but I enjoyed it for what it was. It was standard plunder and walk and brawl and get in a ring.
Yeah, it did start off very standard walkie brawly, and I was not into like maybe the first third of the match, but when it started to pick up. It had the rising action. It definitely had a peak. It definitely had a little falling action afterward. Standard novel projection. And but I liked the way that they structured the match. It had some really good spots. There was some stupid shit where Killian Dane threw Bobby Fish onto the crowd, and of course wiped out his guys who were up front for some dumb fucking reason.
Yeah, that was not well done.
They keep doing that spot, and I'm sick of it. What the fuck? But other than that, I mean, I don't really have any criticisms of the match. It was just, oh my cat's gone nuts.
I think that
Cat, what's going on? Oh, she shut up. That's disappointing.
I think that you've got the continued development of Killian Dane into something very good, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I think Alexander Wolf stepping it up, too.
I need some more Fuzzy Wuzzy chants.
Sanity's working real well. And Bobby Fish, Adam Cole, and Kyle O'Reilly are great. Eric Young is a national treasure.
Correct.
Veteran. I have nothing but nice things to say about these men. Outside of Eric Young's somewhat loyalty to TNA back in the day. But we won't talk about that now.
Yeah.
Sanity goes over with the Ulster Plantation.
Yeah. I'm still torn about that. I think that he in no way really uses that move as effective as the only other person on the planet who uses it, which is Kenny
In
Omega.
fairness, we're comparing him to Omega at that point, though.
Yeah. But I mean, as a big man, you should be able to muscle the shit out of whoever you're doing that, compared to Kenny Omega, who weighs like 215, and, you know, honestly,
He's a little heavier than that, actually.
I'll go 225. But is doing that shit to Okada, who's, what, 6'4", 250?
240, I think.
Something like that?
Kenny Omega is 222, and I'll look up Okada.
Yeah, but my point is that you've got a guy who's nowhere near as big, doing the move way better to bigger guys than your big man doing it to regular-sized dudes.
Actually, Okada is only 236 listed here. I swear I've heard him listed at 240, though.
He is a little lanky.
Mm-hmm.
The only other notes about, or kind of side notes about NXT is that the Gruesome Twosome and your boy Large Sullivan have not been seen on TV for months. And Large Sullivan hasn't had a match since January 4th.
Huh.
And nobody's saying nothing about nothing.
So that's either an injury or a main roster call-up.
Correct. So that's interesting.
And the Gruesome Twosome has been rumored to be coming up to main roster for a while.
Like 2 years now.
Might as well.
Fuck. Jesus Christ.
I'm not getting any value from them in developmental.
Here's going to be the ultimate. You're going to have Sasha Banks in a program against the Gruesome Twosome. Everybody's going to die. And
Everybody dies!
I'll be proven right very tragically in a way I do not want. So, That's some little weird, interesting. I do know what happens in the Gargano match, but I'm not going to say because fucking Wrestle Talk spoiled it for me, sons of assholes. In other news, the Booker T, Corey Graves worked shoot thing is kind of a thing, only in as much as the New Day also used it during their promo.
I actually enjoyed that.
I did.
We are ranked at number 6, which is the percentage I give Corey Graves a chance of winning a street fight.
Yeah, it's like, somebody on Twitter asked, does Corey Graves have a better jab or hook? It's like, we're going to find out one way or the other.
Keep throwing pancakes.
Yeah. So, anybody who isn't in the know, Booker T has been yanked off commentary because he's fucking garbage. And they've put Jonathan Coachman back on there.
There are people that do podcasts and that I enjoy listening to that actually enjoyed Booker T commentary. I don't understand.
If you're into mental illness.
I don't understand at all.
So they yanked Booker T off commentary because he's really bad. And replaced him with Coachman. And Booker T got on his podcast, which I will not name because it's really poorly titled. And he starts talking mad shit about Graves, about how they got real problems, about how Graves got him kicked off of commentary. He's going to beat the absolute dog shit out of Graves. If I see you in the street, you mess with my green, I'm going to beat your ass. And then challenges the guy who's been forcibly retired to a WrestleMania match, at which point the whole internet went, fuck you, you fucking work machine.
Yep.
Everybody knows it's fucking fake now because you went too far, because you're a goddamn moron and a mark for yourself. And then Graves put up a really sassy Sun Tzu quote, which was awesome, on Twitter. And it's pretty much come to light that Booker T legitimately doesn't like Graves because Graves is a lot smarter than him and pointed out every single time he made a mistake, which was once every 8 seconds. And so he doesn't like Graves because Graves is ultimately way smarter than him. And but he's willing to, do business, so he got some extra heat on Graves and made some statements and got some attention for his podcast, which I will not name, and neither will you, because I will find you. So it's kind of a work shoot. It's kind of a Saxton situation where The little bitches are going to have a slap fight, maybe. I don't... Fucking who cares?
Pretty much. The idea of working commentators into any kind of storyline like that is dumb.
It's fucking stupid.
It doesn't work. We know Graves was forced to retire. I don't want to see Booker T wrestle now.
No.
I've never wanted to see Byron Saxton wrestle.
No. The only other bit of kind of rumor is that there's rumor out there that one of the major angles, somebody said the main reason for this, but that's fucking dumb as fuck. But one of the major angles they're going to try and do with Ronda Rousey is to get Stephanie McMahon over as a mainstream star.
No.
So they're going to try and recreate the Austin Mike Tyson Mr. McMahon
I have to point out something here real quick about that in general, is that you want to make a mainstream star. When has Steve Austin been a mainstream star outside of wrestling?
No. They're not talking about Steve Austin. They're talking about
When is
Mr.
Vince McMahon?
Never.
That's my point, is your two people in that is Stone Cold, Vince. Stone Cold's movie career speaks for itself. Not very good.
Entertaining, but not very good.
Entertaining, but not very good. And Vince McMahon is a star in wrestling. And to a certain extent, the business world, just because of how much money he has.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the
it
Tyson. It has nothing to do with the Tyson stuff.
Yeah.
And
so
people
this is a rumor. This is not confirmed. This is not stated. This is I think this is something that Meltzer was somebody sort of threw a hint his way, and he went, "Oh, well, this is some bullshit, but this is what I'm being told." Yeah. And everybody's sort of kind of run with it. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
It really wouldn't, because Stephanie McMahon desperately wants to be a celebrity beyond WWE.
Yeah,
that's always the vibe I've gotten off of her. That's why she's got to be on TV constantly. When she is on TV, she's got to be the center of attention. She's got to be front and center with the women's revolution, because that looks good politically.
Yeah,
commentator on the first Royal Rumble, taking credit that is not remotely deserved for the women's revolution, because the women's division was exploited under your watch heavily. So go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
and yeah.
And quite frankly, won't take your own bumps, because you have to have your husband take your bumps to kind of nudge you towards bumps. Let's just stop.
There was a time when she took bumps, so I'm kind of willing to give her somewhat of a pass.
Yeah, didn't the Dudleys put her through a table once?
She's been through a table, and her I Quit match with Vince was actually pretty fucking brutal for a father-daughter deal.
I remember that happened. I just don't remember anything about the match, which is probably for the best.
So, yeah. There's one thing I will say, is that all four McMahons they've taken their bumps.
Yep. There's still no word on Lashley. People assume that he will go to the Wobbly Wobbly Bee, but he apparently also still wants to do fights.
He really wants to do the MMA thing, so I don't think he will.
I don't understand that. He's never done anything in MMA.
Yeah, it's kind of the weird thing, is he's never really stepped up to fighting. Like, there's some names that you'd recognize, but they're kind of washed up, or guys who had a modicum of success, and then really kind of fell off right after that. Chad Griggs.
Yeah, well, I'm aware of most of the dudes he fought, but it's like, it's me looking at his record going, oh, 3 or 4 years ago he fought this guy. It's never been, oh my god, Lashley's fighting this guy next month, gotta watch it. Nothing like that's ever happened.
His biggest win is probably James Thompson.
Yeah, and didn't Thompson beat him first?
Yep.
Yeah, so fucking who cares? Listen, Lashley, if you're out there listening, which I know you are, go to the UFC and make a lot of money and beat like a third the dudes that are there.
Well, we've established that's not how you make money.
Yeah, well, more money than you make at Bellator. And then, I don't know, retire or something. Or go to the Wobbly Wobbly Bee and make a bunch of money and forget this. You've got an MMA career. Congratulations. Nobody has or ever will care, really.
Yeah, you got a 15-2 record. You've got some decent scalps on the record. You know.
Good. Hey, you can take that. Go to the Wobbly Wobbly Bee. You've got an exponentially better record than their current Beast Incarnate, who never ever goddamn wrestles, and you beat the shit out of him right before his contract expires and establish yourself, and then you only have to work 3 times a year for billions of dollars.
Well, not billions, but a hefty sum of cash. The only other thing that comes to mind is Ricochet is working live matches as Ricochet.
Yeah, no, I haven't heard anything about War Machine or anybody else, but Ricochet definitely confirmed. So that's entertaining.
That's fine. Don't fuck up that character, please.
Please do not. Then don't give him like a first name, nickname, last name. Don't. Just Ricochet.
I could kind of deal with like Ricochet Man. You can deal with that.
Ricochetman.
Hey, that sounds good.
Exactly. He's the bounciest herbalist
ditch the first name. Like I accept that if you really want to put something on your own twist on it, put the man on the end.
I'd be good with that. With Richard Ricochet, Esquire.
His name's Trevor, though.
I don't care.
Well, yeah, Richard Ricochet would also work. So.
See, told you.
But what I mean is, I don't want the first name, nickname, last name deal. That too wordy.
No, I mean you'll do that for like 3 weeks, and then immediately drop the first and last name, and everybody will just refer to him as his quote nickname. He'll be the new TJP.
Pretty much. Well, TJ didn't even have a nickname.
T-Jason.
That's all we got. As you can see, it's a standard WWE week. We're angry about some things, happy about others, and indifferent about others.
Correct.
So tune in next week where we'll be back, and hopefully it'll be better, but I wouldn't count on it.
Yeah, I don't know. There's some stuff they listed that now escapes my brain, but I remember when they announced it, I was like, ooh, I'm intrigued. But now at the end of the week, I'm like, ooh, I bet they'll fuck that up.
Pretty much.
Now get out!
Get off his lawn.